Hi, let me introduce Dr. Raghavendra Ramesh. He works at Supra for several years. He is the VP of Research and Development at Supra. Hi, Raghavendra, how would you define Supra? What are you up to?
Hi Ajay, thanks. Happy to be here. Supra is an all-in-one blockchain. It's like what our CEO describes as an iPhone moment, where you put in all the apps like the maps, the camera, and everything, and it opens up new possibilities. We always felt, I think the vertical integration is being seen now as very obvious thing. A blockchain should have randomness, blockchain should have Oracle price, but it was the pure vision of our CEO Josh, like long ago, I think 4 or 5 years ago. He could see that this is the converging point, and Supra offering all-in-one, as I said, Oracle price feeds, automation, randomness, on-chain randomness, and cross-chain communications, and the layer one highly performant blockchain.
Wow.
So that's Supra.
That's amazing. So how do you feel working as a VP of research?
Well, I feel very motivated, and I'm thankful actually that this opportunity has been given to be in this place at such an early stage, because it's very rare to see the research come to the corporate space and productized and to be consumed. But that's a great opportunity to see.
That's huge that you are grateful to the opportunity. I really love such people who are grateful to the opportunity they get on the way. But how would you define the uniqueness of the Supra product? Why is it different from the other layer ones?
Yeah. So I think this is a very good question, because not this narrative has not been fully out there, though we have expressed it, promoted it in our white papers and stuff. It is the core insight of Supra. The core insight of Supra is you have consensus, you have transaction data dissemination, you have execution of transactions. They are all separate. Okay. If you look at Ethereum, they are all clubbed together one. So block proposer packs the transaction into a block, disseminates the block of transactions to all the validators in the network.
Right.
And he also executes it before sending it, and puts the Merkle root of the post-it inside the blocks and sends it.
Correct.
So everything is tightly coupled here.
Correct.
We found that these are three, looking closely, we found that these are three separate products, right? Components, and it can be solved independently. So there have been already industry and people were looking into these things, and they were bifurcating consensus and execution. But we went ahead and also kind of decoupled the data dissemination. So our transaction data gets disseminated without waiting for the consensus to happen. Okay, so our blocks don't contain transactions. Our blocks contain the batch hashes. So it's like a very thin blockchain where the batches themselves contain the transactions, and batches are disseminated or broadcasted to the network separately before the blocks. So ordering can be very fast. So our moonshot consensus protocol is a very performant consensus protocol. It's kind of the limit of consensus, because we produce a block every network hop, and we achieve finality within 3 network hops. So we keep pushing the transactions to the network. In a disjoint way, we keep ordering the transaction, and after the finality of the consensus, we execute it. So this decoupling, plus we found that with this decoupling, we don't need to do the transaction dissemination and execution in a network of 2/3 majority. That was the yield of it. This is our core insight. Our chief research officer, Dr. Aniket Kate, actually brought this to the surface. So what it means is the consensus protocol is run on the entire network.
Correct.
But the transaction data and the execution need not be run on the entire network.
Wow.
So this has what our CRO says is a missed opportunity by others, which we could capitalize on.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so this is the core insight, which led to the network architecture of tribe and clans. We call it as a network which tolerates one-third computers or one-third nodes being malicious or Byzantine
I see.
to be a tribe, and a network which tolerates one-half nodes to be Byzantine as a clan. So we solve the consensus in a tribe, but we do the execution, transaction data inside the clans.
That's a great point, Raghvendra. How I see this is a phenomenal parallelization of three different activities altogether.
Yeah.
Right? Does it mean, and in fact, I remember to have seen a few ads, you claim that you have got 500K transactions per second. Is that true?
Precisely. So, I just to briefly mention the environment under which we got 500K TPS. We ran our moonshot consensus protocol on a 300 node network, distributed geographically all over the world.
Wow.
Okay, and then we made 5 clans inside this 300 node network, 60 clans each, precisely because of this core insight and the tribe clan architecture. In fact, our TPS can be anything that we desire. It's a very customizable TPS.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
If we have more input traffic, more demand, we can add another clan and make room for it. So it's a very elastic network model in that way. So the 500K TPS came with a network of 300 nodes, which did the transaction data dissemination and the ordering, but no execution. Yeah,
That's awesome. I think it is a highly scale out architecture that you have.
precisely.
One last question that I have before we close this conversation. I think one of the most critical problems that we solve is DeFi. How does Supra address DeFi?
Excellent question, actually, because building only the infrastructure is not enough. We need to facilitate the app creators, the developers, the community. So that is our goal, and that is the only way for the higher adoption. So in this regard, what we have is we have multiple things. We have Supra containers, which actually enables app-centric business model. Second thing is we have multiple ways through which a person holding some asset on Ethereum or other chain can invest or stake that asset onto Supra and can benefit on it. So this is what we call as proof of efficient liquidity.
Got it.
When let's say I hold some ETH, I lock it up in our intra-layer vault on Ethereum, and I'll be given a I asset or a I ETH on Supra, with which I can hold and transact like a regular another currency, as well as because I have deposited ETH, to that proportional amount that will be staked on my behalf. It's as if I am delegating that amount to one node operator to stake on my behalf, and then I will reap the pro rata rewards also. So I have a currency, I can trade, plus I keep getting the rewards. It's like a compounding benefit. That's the POEL part. Third thing is we recognize the multi-chain reality of the world. It's not that the one blockchain will rule everybody, everything, even though you have all the features. So because of this multi-chain reality, we feel that cross-chain communications are inevitable. So we have bridges, and on top of the bridges, we are building what our DeFi team calls as platform of platforms. It's a DeFi intra-layer through which any DeFi app on Supra becomes cross-chain enabled and can access the liquidity and assets stationed on other chains.
Awesome.
So that's, I would say.
Fantastic, Raghvendra. I think it has been a pleasure talking with you, and I'm sure you must be motivating tons and tons of the youngsters to do programming and see if there are opportunities for them to join at Supra. Thank you very much for coming here and talking with us. We really appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I do want to mention that tomorrow in East India, we have a hackathon, and developers can come in and hack in their projects and stuff. And we have multiple internship positions open, full-time positions open. Feel free to apply and join the exciting team.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks.